discussed, and it never took us to a rematch, or because we agreed on everything. And at some point, Tyson did not agree to anything that we agreed with Queensberry, and he just was asking for some enormous amounts of money, which looked absolutely unrealistic to execute in the reality. So we just lost our hope that this fight could happen one day, because you know. If you want to fight, you just come up and see what's real, what's on the table. You negotiate, you find the solution, and the fight is on. So you announce it, and everyone has enough time for preparation, for marketing the fight, for marketing the event, selling tickets, pay-per-views, etc., etc.
Okay. Well, we're speaking at
our point. It didn't work this way.
Okay, sorry. So I think there was a bit of a Wi-Fi connection there, issues. We're speaking at 9:15, 8:45 p.m. UK time, Monday evening here, just to timestamp this at the moment. You're saying you're not very hopeful this fight happens on April 29th. The other side, Frank Warren, has gone on TalkSport today and said he believes this fight will happen. So when was your last point of contact with Team Fury and the Warrens?
I spoke to Frank Warren something like 4 hours ago, and I spoke to George maybe an hour and a half ago. And they sound really optimistic about the fight. Myself, I am not. I've been in the negotiations since summer. I am not. I've been in the negotiations since summer last year, and it did not end up with anything until now. So at this point, what we have for this moment, we have Tyson Fury shouting in Instagram that 70-30, take it or leave it. Mm-hmm. This was the first time ever we heard from him regarding his demands. Okay, so Usyk calls the bluff, he accepts it. And he asks him to give him a promise that he would donate £1 million for his country, for our country, for Ukraine, for people in need. So Tyson goes out and literally accepts, because the language was quite rude, but you can see that he accepted it. So now, yesterday I sent out, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I sent out the list of essential things that have to be in the contract, because we went through all of them while negotiating with George and with Frank. We had the list, so to make it much easier for the lawyer to not to forget anything, I put them in the email, just one document to send out, and rematch clause was just one of the points. Mm. Suddenly we hear that Tyson comes out again publicly, and now he doesn't want his first request, the rematch clause. It means for me, for us, for Usyk team, it means that in case we accept this offer, I mean, again, if we say, okay, no rematch, Tyson will come up next. What he gonna say next? No gloves, no trunks, no what? No ring, whatever. I don't know, because our impression is that he doesn't want to fight, because he's avoiding the fight, because he didn't go into the training. He was out of the training camp until yesterday, and it's just 5 weeks left. Though he claims it's still enough for him, but how could a champion prepare for the undisputed heavyweight match just 5 weeks, and only because his bluff was called? It doesn't sound realistic. That's why he has no trainer, he has no sparring partners, he has no all of the infrastructure in the training camp, which is really complicated thing, to execute. That's why for us it doesn't look realistic at the moment.
And as you guys heard the breakdown once again from Alex Krusik, which is the promoter of Alexander Usyk, that he's not optimistic about the fight, and he told us why. We're going to cover that. We're going to counterpunch that. But the good thing is that Frank Warren and his son believe that it's going to happen. Now, I think the problem here is that if this is mind games from Tyson Fury, and if this is a way to get out of a potential fight with Alexander Usyk, it may be working. And then let me tell you why. Alexander Krusik has explained the amount of time that he's put in, the effort that he's put in, the hours, the mental force that he needed, and patience that he needed, right, to make this fight happen, and nothing has happened until now. And it seems to me like Alex is falling for the okie doke. He's falling for, you know what, my wheel is almost bent. And I'm saying that because he's worried about Tyson Fury's training. Okay, for one, Tyson Fury is going to do what Tyson Fury is going to do, because no one really knows what Tyson Fury does from day to day. Okay, now he came up with some good points that you didn't see. Where the hell is Javen Sugarhill? You haven't seen him at all, and that's a good, very good discussion topic. Where the hell is he? Because he's the guy that's supposed to get him prepared for Alexander Usyk. Or is he going with the little guy that he mentioned, he was joking about? But we don't really know. However, what I can tell you is that the last thing Alexander Krusik should be worried about is what Tyson Fury's doing training-wise. Now, I know he's trying to view that or to gauge if Tyson's full of shit or not. However, I think the point is, like I said before, I think they're going to have to keep calling that bluff, pushing Tyson Fury farther and farther into a corner until it's to the point where it's going to make him look stupid. Okay? Not the other way around. Because, see, the last thing that Alexander Krusik, Team Usyk, could do is to stop now. See, they have someone on the run, and they're looking like they're running through alleyways. They're running through downtown. They're running through gutters. And they keep running them down and chasing them down. They got a hot lead on them. Pretty soon they're going to run into an alleyway with no outlet, with a dead end. That's where Tyson Fury's at right now. Okay? And for them to say, hey, let's turn around and go back, it's almost like they were at that dead end and they had nowhere to go. But luckily, the people stopped chasing them, so they're off the hook. That's what you don't want from Team Fury. Okay? You don't want that because, see, at that point, if the fight didn't happen, the fans that Tyson Fury still has will say, oh, well, hey, guess what? They didn't want it anyway. They got that far. They didn't want it. See, that type of bullshit. No. Okay? And like he also said in this video, he said that Tyson Fury had finally just told him his demands, which I thought was strange. And you guys heard me from my video I made on it about Tyson Fury. Why haven't we heard anything? Why haven't we heard any demands? It's like these motherfuckers just stopped trying. That's what it seemed like to me. These guys just stopped trying to make the fight. And then Tyson Fury kickstarted it with some huge lowballing ass deal with 70-30% that in his favor, take it or leave it. And then the thing is, I think this is what pissed Tyson off. Alexander Usyk actually accepted it. So that's the huge thing right there. That's the biggest factor that we can talk about. all this other bullshit with demands, say, look, unless it's something that's going to fuck over your fighter, like some Joe Louis, like match smelling shit where he gets a portion of your fight purse for the rest of his life and all that bullshit, 20%, which that happened to the Bronze Bomber. I'll do a video on that if you guys care to hear it, which I'll do it anyway because I know guys care to hear it. Anyhow, back with this. Okay, well, since if it's not that, don't worry about it. Make the fucking fight happen. Make it happen simply because there's no way you can back a person into a corner and then turn around and walk away. Shoot him, stab him, beat the shit out of him or something when you fucking catch him. There's no sense of just stopping and turning around and walking away. There's no sense of that. None. Because at this point, if you got somebody on the run, there's no sense of running someone for no purpose at all. When you catch him, you got to do something with him. So if Alexander Usyk has Tyson Fury on the run, agree to all those demands, catch up with him, and beat the living dog shit out of him for making you run that hard to find him to catch him. That's what you need to do. Okay? And again, it don't matter what type of shape Tyson Fury is. I don't care. In fact, I don't think anything should play a portion of how good that other fighter is. It's how good your fighter is. Alexander Usyk's been training since December, January, February, March. The fight's supposed to be next month. He's ready. And he's talking about no rematch clause. Wonderful. You better hope he's busy. Take nothing for granted. Make sure Alexander Usyk's prepared to kick some ass and let him go out and do exactly that. But don't let this bullshit, this smoke screen, put you in a situation where they want you to be in. Tyson Fury, I believe, wants him to be in. But just because you know he wants you to be in, it doesn't mean you have to do what he wants you to do. You have to call all stops. Yep, we'll accept that too. We're already getting less money. Fuck. No rematch, no problem. Fuck. No ring, no problem. Fuck. What else you got? We're going to fight. Oh, you're going to fight. You're going to fight and you're going to accept. Or you're going to fucking vacate. So if you can't make this fight done, and if I'm Usyk, this is what I would do if I'm Alexander Usyk at this point, which he's damn near done, but I would do this, put the stank on it. I would, in fact, say, look, I will agree to each and everything that Tyson Fury agrees to, but if he does not agree to fight me, knowing that I agree to it, make it known publicly, he has to retire and vacate the fucking belt. Retire or vacate. That's the only two options that Tyson Fury has. Stop wasting our fucking time. That's what he must do. See, because this is actually a verbal sparring war. This is like a negotiation war right now. It was a cold war. Now that cold war didn't turn back hot. This is what this is. You know, some people use a machine gun. Some people use a fucking fountain pen. Okay? This is where it's at. And if I'm Alexander Usyk, I would accept that. I would tell Alex Usyk, let's do it. He's not going anywhere. I know I can beat him. I know he's scared. I know he's running. I know he may not be prepared, but that's his ass. Let's get it and let's get this cash. Bars. You guys tell me what you think of Alexander Usyk. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.